Hello, and we're back again for another episode of the Console Gaffer Dagenham Redbridge save. And we are at the very last game of the season against Manchester United at home. And that's the game that we're going to play. But before that, we'll just run through some of the fixtures from the last episode of how we've got to this position. And as you can see, with a kind of little rundown there, it's not been the greatest of form, but it's been good enough. So the last episode, the last one, we played Everton and we lost by 4-1. Then we went away from home to Sunderland, one of our relegation rivals at the start of the season, and it was a convincing 3-1 victory from the boys. Danny Perez, George, and a Doumbia penalty in the 91st minute as we signed him on loan in the very final day of the transfer window. So the player we signed on loan from the very last day of the transfer window, Kamuri Doumbia from Monaco. Very decent enough pedigree. Been at Monaco for a long time. 7.2 rating in the 2 games he's played, but he's played a lot of games. Scored a few goals, to be fair, so we got him in for midfield, and he scored on his debut penalty kick. And that was a great victory for us. It set us up very, very nicely, but looking at the results, we did not win another game until the 14th of April. After that match, we played at home to Manchester City, and although we done all right, we were 2-0 down early doors, we came back into it and Paulo Bernardo scored the penalty in the 66th minute, but we couldn't get into the game and win the game or get anything from the game after that. And we ended up losing 2-1. As you can see, we didn't really play that well, the team itself, so we didn't really deserve anything out of the game, but it did show that we are doing okay against the bigger teams. We've not really got smashed too many times this season, but we lost 2-1 anyway to Manchester City. Then we played at home back-to-back again on the Wednesday this time, and it was a 2-2 draw against Aston Villa. We went a goal down, we then went 2-1 up. Again, Paulo Bernardo doing the business for us. He's been a sensational free transfer signing that we got. Sensational. But Maximo Perón scored just after half-time, but Mateus Cunha for Aston Villa made it 2-2, and that's how it finished. Good point against a good Premier League team, especially after the away game we lost by 3-0. Then we went away from home to Coventry. Again, a relegation rival at the start of the season that I wanted to try and pick up as many points as we can, and it was a 1-1 draw. Tony Martinez with the goal for Coventry, and then Enzo Coffey with the 81st minute equaliser in front of 31,865 people and 2,800 away fans. So it just shows you we're getting a following. The Daggers are getting a following here. And that's 4 points from a possible 6 against a relegation rival in Coventry, which has been spectacular from us, to be fair. So a 1-1 draw there. Then Leicester City at home, which again was a 1-1 draw. Davide Fratesi scored after 43 minutes for Leicester, but George with the 45th, the goal in the 46th minute of the match in stoppage time in the first half to give us a 1-1 draw. And that was it, the end of the scoring. Again, a capacity crowd of 5,000 at the Victoria Road Stadium, so that was good. Then we went away from home against Brentford, and it was a comfortable 2-0 defeat. Max Thompson really did keep us in it. Perón got an own goal in the 61st minute. Wasn't really in the game again. Brentford deserved to win that game. But come to the Victoria Road Stadium again on the 4th of April, Chelsea, the big boys, who beat us 2-0 away from home when we were away from home at Stamford Bridge earlier in the season. Another credible 2-2 draw. or decent performance against one of the so-called bigger outfits in the league. Moses Caicedo scored, but then again we scored to go 2-1 up, but we just couldn't see it through, and that's where it comes down to the quality to really push on when you're playing these big teams. I think we've got a decent enough team. It's just really that top quality, which hopefully will come in the coming seasons. Then a fantastic first win since we beat Sunderland on the 8th of February, away from home to Brighton. It was a 95th minute goal from Kouzi Assar, and we'll just quickly show you the goal here. It was a bit of a smash and grab game, this one, because we didn't really play that well, and as you'll see by the stats after this, that it was a real kind of back to the wall job, but we done the business in the end. So Perron played the ball out wide to Balde checked back, gave it to Samuel, to Paulo Bernardo, Doumbia to Coffey, played it to Ali, played the ball into the Perron, and Assar tucks it away after a cross-come shot from Perrone. And Kouzi Assar gets his goal. VAR was checked, but a huge 3 points from the Daggers as we won the game. And as you can see, Brighton the next year won 6-6. Probably better than ours. They had 14 shots, 4 on target. We had 6 shots, but the quality of shots on target was good. But I would have said Brighton were probably the better team overall in the match. But it was a 1-0 win in the 95th minute, which we are not going to be complaining about. So after that, we followed it up with a fantastic 3-0 victory at home to Leeds United, the Championship champions of last season, who pipped us to the post last season for the Championship title. We have defeated them here by 3-0, and it was Brima Balde, Casey Boss with their own goal, but then Paulo Bernardo yet again coming up trumps for the boys to make it a comfortable 3-0 win at half-time, lead at half-time, and then we won and seen out the game. Leeds had more of the ball, but again, we had the better XG, better clear-cut chances, more shots and more chances overall. So, again, very happy with that performance from the boys. We then followed it up with an away performance going to St James's Park, Newcastle, with a 2-2 draw. Again, falling behind, but again coming back off the floor and getting to a 2-1 lead. And then Walter Mad equalising in the 55th minute, and then that was the end of the score. That was a good performance from us, a very good away performance. But then the last 2 games, as you can see here in May, before the final game of the season, was a home thumping to Spurs by 4-0. Gakpo started the scoring off, and Matthias Tell ended the scoring in the 81st minute. We just did not turn up at all, but we knew we were safe by that point, so maybe the concentration was off. And then we followed it up with another 4-1 thumping defeat to West Ham United. We did get back on level terms. However, second half we just collapsed after Tylen Morton scored in the 46th minute in stoppage time to give West Ham the 2-1 lead at half time, and then that was us. And as you can see, 3,000 away fans to go to London Stadium, so we're packing out home and away, so there is grounds really to try and boost the stadium yet again as we continue this journey. So final game of the season is against Manchester United, which really going to be a difficult game. I feel it's not going to be an easy game at all. We've lost twice this season, once on penalties and once 2-1 in the Premier League, even though we played pretty well. So it's going to be tight, but we'll just quickly show you the league table going into the final day of the season. So Coventry, Bournemouth and Southampton are already down. They are guaranteed to be relegated. Leeds have survived with a game to spare. Then Sunderland, then Palace, then Leicester, and then there we are, Dagenham and Redbridge on 49 points, sitting in 13th place. Just behind Brighton, Aston Villa, Brentford, Everton, Spurs, Man United, Chelsea, Newcastle, Man City, West Ham sitting in third, Liverpool second, with Arsenal the champions. So if you can see, the predicted league table was ourselves, Coventry and Southampton. We have managed to finish in 13th, which is a fantastic achievement for the club, fantastic achievement for the team and everybody associated with Dagenham Redbridge. Finances wise, like I've said, since we've came into the Premier League, we've been earning about 10 million every month, and we've been spending nearly about 5 million every month. So we're making £5 million every month. And you can see there's an initial hit from when we joined the Premier League with the money, and then the TV money has just kept rocketing up and rocketing up and rocketing up, as you can see, to where we are now, £72.4 million. It'll probably take a hit when we're not getting TV money come the end of the season, but we're just going to have to take that hit. So I have asked for another expansion of the stadium, and we're in the planning phase, which they started on the 7th of February. So we should hear back sometime soon about another extension. I don't think we're in a position to build a new stadium, but we'll see how we get on. If we can maybe survive again next season, we'll maybe ask the club if we can build a new stadium. Anyway, the team, very good. Just a quick update. George is going to be signing on a permanent deal for £3 million because it was a clause in his contract. If we survived, then he would automatically sign for the club, and that is what's happened. So, to be fair, more than happy to get to bring him in. He's scored the most goals he's ever scored in his career up to this point. 12 league goals in 36 appearances for the club and 2 assists in the league. That is really decent going from George. As you can see, stats are pretty good for what we've tried to get from last season, but we'll probably try and improve again in the summer. Danny Perez is signed as well. He was another one that was going to come in to the club if and when we managed to survive in the Premier League. So he is joining the football club, and he has been a decent enough sign again. 5 goals and 3 assists in 37 games so far this season. But for me, again, from midfield, Paulo Bernardo, 11 goals in all competitions with 7 assists in all competitions, 10 league goals and 6 assists in 37 Premier League games. He's played in every Premier League game for us this season. He's been excellent. And if you can take that from last season as well, we're in the Championship, he scored 12 goals and 12 assists. He scored 10 and 16 in the league this season. What a free transfer he has been, Paulo Bernardo. Invaluable to the team, to the club. Liam Scales as well has played every single game for us this season, 37 appearances. Liam Morrison, Elenic as well, and Max Thompson also played. So we've been pretty okay with injuries this season, to be fair. We've done all right with injuries, so we can't really complain on that front. But that's where we are at the moment. We have definitely survived in the league, in the Premier League. We will be back for season 2 in the Premier League next season, but we're going to play our final game of the season at home to Manchester United. And this is the squad, this is the team that we're going to go for. We signed Silva as backup on loan as well in January. He's not really done too much to get into the team because Scales and Morrison have done so well. So, to be fair, this is the team I'm going to play with. And we're just going to go and crack on. Come on, the Daggers. Last game of the season. Let's go and enjoy it. As the music plays for the last time round the Victoria Road Stadium, the Premier League music. $5,000 capacity crowd here. Final home game of the season, Dagenham Redbridge versus Manchester United. And we are underway. Baleba picks the ball up for Manchester United to Luis Diaz now, who's driving forward, but good tracking back by Balde. Gives the ball back to Thompson, who clips it into midfield. Not the best of things to do there. It's Mbuemo shot, and it's a good block there. And that will be the first corner of the match. Goes to Manchester United. Morrison now to Scales. Can Dagenham Redbridge build something in this game? Ali now. Coffey gives it away. It's Mbuemo. Down the line it goes again to Arov. Cuts in field. Molina on the overlap. Brian Mbuemo. Good touch. Cuts it back. Chance blocked. Delete now. To Val. Forward it goes. Well done from Scales. It's Coffey now. What can he do from here? Gives the ball out wide to Ali. Inside to George. Back to Ali. Good football. Ali now driving down the left. Checks back. Looking for some options. Gives it to Perez. Perez plays the ball across Bernardo. And it's blocked in wide. Great move from Dagenham Redbridge. And it's a corner now. Balde. Thinks the ball into the penalty area. Yoro with it away. Coffey picks it back up. He's driving into the penalty area again. Clips it back post. Danny Perez. He's got a big chance here. Oh, he's put it over the bar. That was a superb chance for Dagenham Redbridge. .37 on the clock now. Yoro and Dillick. Baleba. Back to Dillick. Yoro now coming forward. Plays the ball to Molina. Arov. Back to Molina. Into the box in Mbuemo. Checks back again. Plays the ball across. Diaz off the post. And Ali gets it away. Uragati gets it back though. And Mbuemo into the box again. Good defended by Ilinic. We're nearly at the half-time mark. There's one more minute to be added on. As Ilinic gives the ball up to Balde. Balde now to Bernardo. Paulo Bernardo inside to Perez. He's got a man over here as Ali. Ali into the box. Coffey with a chance. Blocked again. And we've had a few moments in this game. We have had a few moments. There is Balde. Into the box. Keeper comes. And that's an easy one for McCoy. Molina down the line as Manchester United got one final chance in them in this first half. Mbuemo. Nope, it's half time and it's not been a classic by any means here, but I don't mind. We're still in this game. See, Manchester United have been worked themselves into the better positions, but they've only hit the target once. We've had 4 shots and not hit the target at all. But as game on, George has kind of been struggling, but isolated up front. But it's 0-0 against Manchester United. Going to encourage the team. And I think out of possession, we're just going to bring Coffey and Balde that wee bit further back. And yes, I think we'll just go with that for now. A wee bit more solider in there. Maybe George is a bit further isolated. We push Paulo Bernardo up 1. When we're in possession, out of possession, you can just sneak back in there. Yep, that's what we're going to do for the second half. As the second half of the final game of the Premier League season gets underway here. Gives it to Coffey. And it's going to be the first change for Manchester United. Uragati off, Meno comes on. And I don't know, I think Diaz has went off as well, but I didn't see who came on for him. Manchester United not messing about. Good tackle there for Elenic. Morrison. Back it goes to Thompson. Ball to Ali. Danny Perez. Coffee again. Inside to George. Good take by the big man. Gives it to Bernardo. Who gives it to Baldi. Baldi beats Alex Valley. Good play from Baldi. Oh, he's inside again. Baldi, he's going to have a shot. Good positive play by the wingman. But it's over the bar. It stays 0-0. Into better positions. But here's a corner for Dagenham Redbridge. Just after the match. Into the box. Lenny Yoro headers it away. Danny Perez picks it up. Oh, it's not the best of crosses, but Baldi back to Coffee. He's got a bit of room. Beats his man. Thinks it to the back post. Paolo Bernardo! It's off the bar. And it's off the line. It's Peroni with a shot. Oh! It's a corner. I thought we had scored there. And Dagenham Redbridge now have a free kick. Barima Baldi will take up over the wall, and it's an easy one for the goalkeeper. Flicked back to Alex Valley. Meno. Big switch looking for Mbuemo. Good first touch. Back to an off shot. And Thompson made that one look easy. I think at that point I'm going to make a wee change. Dumbia is going to come on for Paolo Bernardo. Kuzi Assar is going to come on for Big George. Coffee's having a good game out there. I'm going to keep it like that for now. Couple of changes as Manchester United have a corner. Delivered into the box. It is just over the bar. Stays 0-0. Elenic now down the line looking for Baldi. Henry takes the ball off Baldi easily there. Baleba. Henry. Down the line it goes to Arov. Inside to Kobe Menu. Looking for Brian Mbuemo. He's in the box. Brian Mbuemo! Deadly from Mbuemo. And 71 minutes gone. Manchester United have scored. And it's just that little bit extra quality. Ali was tucking in there. And Mbuemo cuts back into his left foot. And that's a fabulous finish. Past Max Thompson. Dagenham Redbridge 0. Manchester United 1. Rocco Vata now. Nearly 83 minutes gone. Delivers into the box. Yoro Agüe. Coffee again. Vata. Back to Coffee. Danny Perez. Back to Vata. And again it's good, well worked, but that's the difference. That real quality at the top end of the pitch. When it matters. Coffee again now. Back to Ali. And Coffee. Ali. Lovely ball to Perez. Asa. Back to Ali. And from being at the edge of their Man United box, we're at inside their own half again. Morrison. Baroni. Elenic. All over the top looking for Vata. Can he keep it in play? He can't. And it stays 1-0. And Dagenham Redbridge have a throw in high at the byline. Cross into the box. Assar can't get that. Ali at the edge of the box. Ali again. He's going to have a shot here and it's easily saved by the goalkeeper. We've got 4 minutes of stoppage time yet to play. It's still Dagenham Redbridge 0. Manchester United 1. Dagenham Redbridge have the ball. Morrison. The Scales. Out wide it goes to Ali. To Coffee again. Trying to go past his man. Given away. Hoyland. Sheshko. And Coffee brings down Sheshko. And it will be a yellow card from Enzo Coffee. And Manchester United will just run down the clock here. As this final game of the Premier League season comes to an end. It's not been a disaster by any means. We have shown that we can match Manchester United at times. We've just need that wee bit extra quality in the final third. And there it is, the full-time whistle here. Dagenham Redbridge 0, Manchester United 1. A fantastic season for the club. We've not let ourselves down at all and we have finished in 13th position. Fantastic achievement by the club. Didier Deschamps, the Manchester United manager. I'm going to go sympathise because I think we've done okay. We've done enough to probably get something out of that game. We just didn't see it over the line. But to finish 13th in our first ever Premier League season is nothing short of remarkable for Dagenham Redbridge. So let's have a look at the emails in the inboxes to see what has been said. So Dagenham Redbridge have been given £15.45 million for achieving 13th place in the Premier League. Board are pleased. Bet they're pleased because we have now got prize money 15.4, TV revenue 4.63, gate receipts £267 million. Total sponsorship income this season so far has been 3.4. Excellent, excellent for the team. Total value £10 million. That's very good. So we're up to £86.9 million in the bank. Final day of the season results will just show you. So Arsenal beat Coventry, relegated Coventry by 4-0. Endrick's in there. Solid Arsenal team. Aston Villa beat Spurs 2-1. Chelsea beat Liverpool 3-2. Crystal Palace lost to Brentford by 1-0. We obviously lost to Manchester United 1-0. 2-2 with Everton and Newcastle. Leicester and Bournemouth 0-0. Bournemouth relegated also. Man City 4, West Ham 3. Southampton 0, relegated Southampton 0, Brighton 1, and Sunderland 0, Leeds United 2. Good win for Leeds, to be fair. So that puts us up there in 13th, the best of the relegated teams that were battling out in the season. Won 12 games, drawn 13, lost 13. We'll take it. We'll take it all day long. So that's the season done and dusted for us. We've had lots of highlights this season. The boys have been absolutely phenomenal. Managed to finish 13th in the Premier League in the first ever go of it. Cannot complain. We have done excellent this season. So next season we're going to have to try and go again. We've nearly got £90 million in the bank. Obviously we can't go and spend nothing but money here, there and everywhere, but I think we need a wee bit extra quality at the top end of the pitch now to get us to push on. We've got a good enough base here. Good experience with Paulo Bernardo, Perón coming in, who's got a good pedigree with being at some of the clubs he's been at. Man City, Napoli, AC Milan. We've got him for £4.7 million. What a signing he's been as well. So, yep. That's where we are currently at the moment. As you can see, at the start of the journey, we were down here in the Enterprise National League South League. We finished first there. We then played in the National League, which we finished second but got automatic promotion. Third season, we won the Sky Bet League 2. Fourth season, we managed to win the Sky Bet League 1. And then next again season, we won. Well, we didn't win. We finished second in the Sky Bet Championship. Automatic promotion on the final day of the season, finishing second to Leeds United. And this season in the Premier League, we have finished 13th place. The only way is up for the Daggers. We've hopefully got a new stadium. Well, not a new stadium. We've hopefully got the stadium going to be added some more capacity into it again to really try and boost us and getting more fans coming in through the doors. So that'll do us for this season. We'll be back for the second season in the Premier League. I'm not really sure what the plans are. We just want to try and stay in again, and you never know what might happen. But we're back next season for season 2 in the Premier League. Come on, the Daggers. Well, with an incredible turn of events, the board have agreed to enlarge the ground by 2,500 seats, and it's going to cost £3.1 million, and it will take around 9 months to complete. But the incredible news is, while this development work is undertaken, the club will ground share with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So Dagenham, the club have agreed to rent Stamford Bridge for next season. So we're going to be with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge next season. Incredible. 40,000 fans. We'll see how much we can get in there, but our capacity of our stadium is going to go up. So currently at the moment, Stamford Bridge, we are going to be 40,343 all-seater stadium. We can sell as many tickets as we want for that, for our home games. But it's going to ground share with Chelsea next season in the Premier League. Wow. But in the meantime, our stadium is going to go up to 7,500 by nearly the end of the season, next season. So it's going to be another strange season for the Daggers as we move to Stamford Bridge.